All right. So now let's go to company info, if that's all right.
Okay.
Start there. Now this is all information stored in your database,
Okay.
and this is all information that you will need to have that will show up on your homepage.
Okay.
So for instance, closet organizer is your name. The tagline, organizing Utah one closet at a time. If we click over to your website, our other window that we have open, you can see right at the very top, closet organizers and organizing Utah one closet at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's where that shows up.
Okay.
If you scroll to the very bottom of your page too, right next to the copyright, it says copyright 2009 closet organizers. That also comes from that name.
Oh, okay.
Right. So anytime you change your name, if you, for instance, want to change your name to garage organizers or something like that, you type it in, suddenly it's live on your website.
Okay.
That easy.
Okay.
So let's go back to our other window. And now you've got address. I've put in 123 Street Road for you. You can type in your address if you want.
Okay. 25. I just type it out. Do I put the city here?
If you want the city and state, then yeah, that's where you would put it.
Okay. Comma. E4. Okay.
And go ahead and hit save. I'll just show you what it's like to save that quick. Now go ahead and click over here and let's refresh the page, which is to the right of the URL. You scroll all the way to the bottom again. Now you see your address over here on the left, the top line of the footer, 7515 South State Street, right?
Okay.
And that's where it shows up.
Cool.
Now you'll notice there's phone number 555-5555, right?
Okay.
And fax, then an email address, and those are all controls that we find in our company info menu.
Okay.
So go ahead and let's go back there, and you can update it as you want. Now, there you go. Now you don't need to put any punctuation like any of the dashes, parentheses, periods in there. It automatically formats it
We
for
don't
you.
have a fax number right now.
Okay. Phone 2 is in case you have a second phone, like say if you had a cell phone and an office phone, or you had a second,
Okay.
or if you had a second,
For the 800 number. Or
an 800
something.
number, yeah, something like that.
We got rid of a bunch of our numbers. Now. Yeah, Gmail.
Oh, that's your email address. You're typing it into your website section. You're organizing Utah, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. So let's say you made a mistake like that, right? If you just click company info again,
You didn't save it.
it won't save it because you didn't save it.
Okay.
Right?
Cool.
So you want to make sure you save before you leave this menu if you like the changes you made.
Okay.
So yeah, the notify email, that is the email that shows up on your homepage down at the very bottom.
Okay. Should I change it?
I don't know. Let me explain to you what the implications of putting your email address on the website are.
Okay.
There are programs that their entire job is to surf the internet and harvest email addresses to spam. Right? That's all they do is they collect email addresses and spam them. So if you never put your email address on your website, they can never find it. That being said, you may not want to avoid putting your email address on there. So some people want it to be public information. So I wrote some code that will trick them, but I can't guarantee it'll entirely trick them. It only tricks them until a human comes in and looks at it and says, oh, I see what he did. I can get around that, and reprograms the program, right? So if you don't want your email address showing up public, then you can just highlight that and delete it and hit save, and nothing will show up there.
Okay.
Now we do have forms. This is a way that people can fill it out, and you'll get an email through that.
I'll get an email. That's probably better because...
And that keeps your email completely hidden from those robots, is what they're called.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. So yeah, if you don't want it, just backspace. Hidden notify email is actually an obsolete feature. I got rid of it last week, but because I created your website before that,
It's still on here.
It's still on there. I'll go in and I'll get rid of it.
Okay.
Then mail server, mail account, and mail password. Those three are how your account is going to send email. What happens is when people fill out a form and request more information, it emails you to whatever email we give the form their information. But it has to use some computer somewhere to send that. And so that's what this is.
Okay.
And so there's the mail account. That's the account it uses, and a password, because it has to give it a password so it can have access to it and send emails, and then the mail server. And once your website's live, we can set that up to work
Okay.
for you.
Okay.
For right now, we'll just use mine,
Okay.
and that'll be fine. Then your keywords and your description. These are for search engine optimization. Have
Okay.
you heard of that? Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay. So essentially, those keywords are keywords that Google and Yahoo will use to find your website and to know what it's about.
Okay.
Now, it's really quite a sensitive tool, because if you put too many keywords or keywords that don't show up in the body of your main pages, then Google will say, you're just putting keywords in here trying to move up on the list, and so they'll blacklist you.
Oh.
So I limit it to 140 characters,
Okay.
and then what you do is you just type in the words and separate them with commas.
So no space.
It
It looks like you just.
I don't know, to tell you the truth, if the space makes a difference or not, because I took the spaces out to give myself more capabilities,
More characters.
and I'm
to
pretty
use.
sure Google's going to recognize it separated with commas. Don't worry about the spaces.
Okay.
Right? But if you
Just-
want to be
just like when
absolutely
you
sure,
write more than one person an email.
yeah,
You don't have to put a space. You just put comma.
yep,
Okay.
something like that. And then the description text, that's kind of the description. If you've ever done a Google search and then it says, some website name, and then it has this description text or like this paragraph underneath it,
Just a little.
and you've never seen that on their webpage, that's where it comes from. These two things remain hidden on your webpage. They're only there for search engines to find. And so that's where you would put just like a short description, so before they even click on your website, they know what it is
Right.
about. They have a general idea. So maybe you might want to put something in there that might hook them to coming.
Right.
And Google uses that. Like if we did a search for my website, you would see that on there. And then payment success text and payment cancel text actually apply to people who are receiving credit cards through their website.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize it, but I copied your site or your database from somebody else who was. So I'll
Okay.
get rid of those when I get rid of hidden notify email.
Okay.
You won't need those. But just in case you did add it in the future, success text is if they pay, let's say you're using PayPal, and PayPal, when they're done, they send you back to a page. That page will display that text. It says, thanks for your payment. We'll contact you shortly.
Okay.
The cancel is if they cancel at any point, right? If they cancel before they go to PayPal, they get to PayPal, they don't have a username and password, and hit cancel, then that's the message it'll give them. It says, hey, in this case, they say, hey, we didn't get your payment. We'll contact you to figure out what's wrong,
Okay.
right? Something like that. So let's save it. And that pretty much covers